Right, guys, so let's continue. So last time we talked about the maneuver of layer in creating digital art, and in today's video we're going to introduce you guys a pretty important, I think this is one of the most important tools that we need to use, that is brush. So you guys already know the tools at the left, and the shortcut of it just press B and you got the brush, and but we haven't changed the brush yet. So if you look at the right side, let me make it a little bigger. So brush setting here is the place where you set the setting of the brush. Okay, so brush settings, and at the left is default brush tip shape, and I think most of the time we're just dealing with tip shape. The tip is like in real life, we have brush and brush have tip, and we can change the tip. And in Photoshop, we are going to change the tip in order to kind of simulate the real life scenario if you use different brush. Okay, so I think default brush is something like this. Okay, hard round 1 2 3, and it's hard, it's round, and you might wonder what is hard, what is round anyway. Yeah, let me using a sort of a geeky way to tell you that is that if you think about it, everything that we paint on this canvas is just a change of the pixel information. Okay, so if I use a certain, say, this is just too large, maybe I think 30. Okay, so 30, and once you've done that, you have created a new brush tip. This is pretty helpful to customize brush. So first you choose this round, and you change the size, and it will automatically add here with all the information preserved, but the size changed. Okay, and once you've done that, you can create a new layer. I'm at a new layer, layer 1, and you can just draw anything. Let me change the color as well. So let me change the color to black, and turn back to brush settings, and all right. And if you Z to zoom in, and let's zoom in, okay, and zoom, yeah, you will notice a pretty interesting pattern here. So it's like they got a lot of round shape, okay, round, and they kind of just round, and the round and round shape overlaps. Okay, so let me zoom it out. Okay, you clearly can see the pattern here, and essentially this is a round circle and a round circle and a round circle and a round circle, something like that. Okay, so yeah, once you know that, it becomes pretty easy for you to understand the size, the roundness, the hardness. Okay, so for now it's 30. I think most of the time it's not too big because it will show the round circle. I think most of the time if I'm drawing something like this, okay, this is another series of video that I share with you guys how to draw manga or comic, and most of the time I'm using the round, and the size is a I think size maybe just 8, something like that, so you won't see the difference. Okay, if you zoom it, you won't see the difference. It's just a straight line here rather than this round. Okay, so if you just using a pretty small size, you won't even know the difference, but if you increase the size, you will notice it's just a series of a round shape, and the overlap, and the place where it's overlap is just become darker. Okay, so something like that. Okay, I'm going to simulate it, but it's not perfect. You get the idea. Okay, once you know that, you can change the size as well as the space. Okay, essentially the space is between one stroke and the other stroke. Okay, so let me zoom out and show you guys that. So in order for you guys to see it more clearly, I'm going to use this pretty big size brush. Okay, and this have a space of 5%. But what if I increase the spacing to, I don't know, here, and you guys can see it's just become one stroke, one round shape, one round shape, one round shape. Okay, and you can change it. For example, you can change it to, I don't know, 50% approximately, and it will show something like this. Okay, so essentially this just the space is just the space between the stroke. Okay, and if you like a pretty high spacing, it will be something like this. And this is pretty helpful, especially if you are drawing a say the jewelry. Okay, and say you draw some night scenery, and you want to highlight the different lights. If it's not focused on certain point, the farther away image, the farther away light will become light, something like that, and you can use this method. Or if you are drawing a landscape, a grass, but you like to add some of the flowers, you can use it as well, or leaves, of course, because if you are using other people or some pre-made brushes, and this is not one dot here, but rather leaves, and you can use a pretty high spacing to automatically generate a lot of leaves. So as long as you know that the spacing is just the spacing between the stroke, okay, and once you know the spacing, you know that the stroke can be changed as well. So let's do that. Okay, so first we are using the default hard round 1, 2, 3, and we can change that to a different one, soft round 30. Okay, and you know the soft one can give the line a soft edges. So it's not, they can't just show you the hardness of the stroke, but they use the certain algorithm that can soften the edges of the line in order to simulate the feeling of soft. So let me show that what I mean. Okay, so this is just a line. Okay, and if I use, say, I think previously it's 8. All right, so if you zoom in, you will notice that they got a pretty soft edges here. So they got soft edges at the both side of the line, and at the center they got a pretty soft black pixel. Okay, even though you can push, because the digital pen can be pressure sensitive, so if you add more pressure on that, you can get more a dark color. Even though you press it pretty hard, it can just give a soft color, not so dark color than the above one. So, and I think if you zoom it out and increase the size of it, you can see it more clearly. Okay, so if you use the 1, 2, 3, right? And if I change that to this 30, and let me change that to 1, 2, 3, so give you exactly the same, and let me use it, okay? So even I push it pretty hard, you can still see, and let me zoom in, okay? So you can clearly see there is a, let me change that, and the color as well, maybe a green color, okay? You can clearly see that you got a, like, the center line here, the center line, okay? And the outer part is just become not so dark, like adding more white image into the dark, okay? But here it's just completely from here to here, completely yeah, dark color. And I think at the edges of it, they do have a little bit transition, okay? Dark and kind of a gray and yeah, then white. So, but the transition is not as crazy as this one, okay? Because the transition is a little bit long, and you can't even see the transition, okay? So this gives you a vague idea of it's soft and this is hard, okay? So yeah, that's the brush setting, the size, and the hardness and the spacing, okay? And of course we can change the stroke as well. So this is the stroke shape. You can change the size, we have already discussed that, but you can also change the shape. So soft round and hard round is, yeah, round, and the shape is the same, but you can change that to different shape, some crazy shape, okay? So charcoal shape or chalk shape. I think I'm going to use the chalk shape because it can give you a clear idea of what the direction is, okay? So this arrow here indicating the shapes, the brush's angle, okay, is directed at the right, up a little bit, okay. So if you look at the chalk shape, okay, it's at the nearly horizontal position, okay, and you can change it by lift it up a little bit, and as you guys can see, the shape is just lifted up a little bit. So okay, lift up a little bit, and you can just yeah, make it nearly, yeah, just a single line down, okay. So the different position, the different angle of the direction can change the line you draw as well. So if you use the brush down, okay, and you change that nearly 90 degree, and you use the same, nearly same strength and brush, you can clearly see the difference of it, okay. And of course you can drag it down. I think this will give you, yeah, pretty weird shape, and you can use it as you like. And it kind of just self-explanatory, because when you look at the shape, it's just a simulation of the real shape that you see in your real life. So this is just the line that using the shape of the brushes draw, and you will see the result. So pretty simple. And the interesting of the adjustments of the brush is that you can change the roundness as well. So previously, if you click here, it's just the original roundness, but you can make it a little bit not so round, okay. So if you look at it, it's just pretty narrow chalk, not charcoal, sorry. and you can get a pretty thin line. But if you use it horizontally, you can get a completely different line. Okay, so this is pretty helpful if you want to add more style to your image and to your illustrations, and you want to add more customized line or color. Okay, and because the angle of the top of the brush can be changed as you wish, so you need to pay special attention to the position, because sometimes if you are doing something like that, you will see, oh, this is just a pretty thin brush. Okay, but if you change the position, it's completely different. It's completely different, sorry. So you need to pay special attention to the angle, and if you want to adjust that, you can adjust it here. And remember, this is the new top tip of the brush that you generated, okay? And you can always get it back by creating this default thing, okay?